Ranges in because a lot of us still have a little common sense, and we realize that trees are a very good sound buffer. We've actually had discussions about putting trees, additional trees in to continue to even further muffle the sound. There are rumors of circulating that there will be 25,000 rounds a day, and then it went down, I think, maybe to 10,000 is what I've heard recently. Those are both an unusually high number. I think if you'll look at the youth shooting teams, they practice every week and they shoot a considerable amount less than those numbers. So again, I mean, unfortunately, we're here fighting rumors. There's been an issue that I want to speak to you about of board members supposedly receiving pay, benefits, or profit sharing. That's totally false. 100% of all the board members, every single one, is doing this, donating their time without any pay or benefits to help the youth and the local businesses. For some of us in this community, it still is enough that we may just actually touch a kid's life and help them a little bit as they go through society without receiving pay or benefits for it. On a personal note, it's been rumored that I personally created this to create a $70,000 a year job for myself. Unfortunately, at times, shallow minds try to override good things that people try to do to help others. Simply put, the concept was from a group of people and not just myself, and I am more than happy to put any legal documentation in place that I have not, nor will I ever, accept any form of payment or benefit as a proceed from this facility. This is simply where myself, along with other volunteer board members, are donating our time, our efforts toward a community project that will put people from outside this county into local convenience stores, restaurants, hotels, sporting goods stores, and hopefully other businesses as well. Several of us have volunteered our time to help the youth in our community and will continue to do so. Sound testing, I think you've heard a pretty good address on the sound testing, but it's also my understanding that Mr. White did a sound test out there with a member of our board, along with possibly property owners, with a shotgun, rifle, and a pistol, and the test picked up a minimal, if any, decimal reading. And our understanding is that it was essentially the same process that the city would use when answering noise complaints inside the city. Again, this is a nonprofit that had the initial idea of taking a former landfill property and making it into a tourist destination while helping our youth and our local businesses, which also has the possibility of helping us attract, which is the bigger picture, new industry to this area that might be favorable to this industry, which could provide some really good jobs for people in this community. TWRA has said that the shooting park would be a tremendous opportunity for our area. So if we lose this opportunity and the funding, it not only sends a negative message to our youth, but also to our local businesses. Be happy to answer any questions, but that's about all I've got to say.
I've got one there. Do you think that the group would have an issue doing a test shoot for these people, for anybody who want to come and listen?
Absolutely not. Be happy to do it.
I think it's a good idea. Me personally, I'd like to hear from it.
Be happy. I think it'd be a good idea since the Tennessee Wildlife Federation is here and they do this. I think it'd be a good thing maybe to have them involved in it.
You had been working with TCAT. That's been mentioned somewhere in one of these discussions over the last 18 months or whatever. I talked to Mr. Cliff Whiteman from TCAT, and he had to go to a funeral, so he couldn't be here. He said that, and this is just some highlights, maybe you can touch on any of these, that they have been involved in drafting original plans, planning the pavilion, working on a pavilion shed with our students, and actually doing electrical, some forming for concrete.
Yeah, as well as HVAC and some other things. Unfortunately, their CAD program, they stopped that over there, so we can't get the drawings from them. But we do, I mean, we've worked with a lot of folks on this. I mean, I think it's been highly publicized. We've got an architect / engineer that's donating his services, TCAT. Some other contractors have said that they're willing to donate a portion or possibly all of their work, depending on how much it is.
This pavilion you proposed, can you describe that?
The pavilion I think he's referring to in that, Mayor, is there are basically covered areas behind where the shooters would actually shoot, where they can keep gear dry, or coaches or parents can assemble to watch the competition.
Any other question for Mayor Kerry?
Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Is there anyone else that would like to speak up that we have not heard from after hearing the latest news, fact? Yes, sir.
If I may. And I thank you for the opportunity, Mayor, Commissioners. My name is Roy South, and I guess I should apologize to those here that are in fact in favor of this. I certainly am one. I was just with the understanding that it was going to happen, so I didn't see I needed to be present. With that said, up until just a few years ago, I had a gun club in neighboring Putnam County, although I was in business here in Crossville and Cumberland County for 25 years. I also had that facility there. And during about officially 10 years that I ran that gun club, I had it on the farm there, but just a small gun club, insignificant in most standards. We had people from 48 states and 7 foreign countries visit my facility. Now that speaks volumes to me. And I assure you that a facility that we're proposed here, my gracious, well over $2 million facility at no cost to us, the taxpayers, an opportunity to educate and offer, and I assure you right now, I mean, I know, I'm a shooter, and I know shooters. They will come from borders to border. I mean, they're all across this state and many other states, just because this facility is not available nowhere in Tennessee right now. The facility that's proposed here is unlike, it's state of the art, it's safe. I have taught for the past 20 years for the TWRA, the state of Tennessee, firearm safety and hunter education. Safety is #1 thing. It always has been. It's taught to all of these youngsters and older people alike. But to allow the opportunity to get this facility in our county on the Cumberland Plateau here and not get that it's a crime. I mean, it's an absolute shame to miss this. Now, with the fact that I had that gun club there for 10 years, yes, we had some large shots, big numbers, supported organizations such as Ducks Unlimited and Quail Unlimited and Wild Turkey Federation. We did fundraisers for all of those organizations and had big shoots. And never one person, neighbors all about, and never one ever came to complain, not once. had to say, but I want you to know that this is an opportunity to get a facility of this nature at no cost is something that, and to miss it, you think about rolling this over and not voting on it now, allowing it to go to the next commission. Don't kid yourself. It's not going to happen. Somebody else is standing there waiting for this to get knocked aside right now, and they're going to be all over it. And I know, you know it as well as I do, that these people that have already spoken to you is going to reaffirm that. There's people wanting this. We just have the opportunity to get it. I ask that you vote in favor of it. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
My name's Greg Hoskins, and I'm a local business owner here in the city. Owned one business for 27 years and another one for 17. One of those businesses could stand to profit directly from this project. I own a sporting goods store. I'm one of the people that collect Pittman-Robertson tax. Every time I buy inventory, I'm gambling that I'm going to be able to recoup that before it sells. So that money is one of these funds that's funding this. I see tremendous opportunity here for our city. In 27 years, me personally, and I do stand possibly to gain from it, but not just on a personal standpoint, but as a Cumberland County resident. There are huge benefits here. I had a petition on my store down there that there were approximately 80 names on, which I did not turn in. I brought it to the last meeting, which we weren't allowed to speak yet. But on that petition, there were probably 25% of those people were not Cumberland County residents. But they knew of this shooting sport complex, and they were fired up about it. I had people, I remember specifically Bledsoe County, Ray County, and Fentress County. People saying, hey, I wish we had it. If we're not careful, they're going to get it. And this is a tremendous gift to our county. I understand the people that are opposed to it and the issues there. And a lot of those issues stem from the unknown. But you know, if we all had a crystal ball, we'd all be rich. And you know, the unknown scares people, but the benefits of this, you know, and a lot of this, it's just not a shooting sport. You know, I understand the kids. I don't have a kid involved in the clay crushers. Don't even have a kid in the school system. But I see the benefit of it for not just our kids, but there are tremendous opportunities that could be there. Archery tournaments. We've got hundreds of kids in this town involved in the NAS program, National Archery Shooters Program in the schools. That makes no noise. The IBO, the ASA, those state qualifier shoots average 500 people a shoot. That's tremendous impact for those businesses located right there, not just mine. I'm 3 miles from the interstate. But you know, if I sold one bow or one gun, that benefits me, which benefits our city. I understand the people, the noise, you know, the concern there, but it's not like they're shooting cannons. I live in Lake Tansy, and on a quiet Friday night, I can hear the racetrack. It's 13 miles. Anybody wants to come fish with me, don't believe that, we'll go some quiet Friday night. I just personally, you know, I think this is a good thing, and I promise you, I mean, I've dealt with the commission in different issues and stuff, and they're fixing to roll over to different people that are going to control this, and there are other counties and cities and towns that want this, and we're going to lose it. And you know, that's just my opinion of it, and I don't want anybody mad at me because I do business with everybody in here, but this can be a tremendous thing for our city and our county, not just our youth, you know, the adults. There are some vision. We got to have some vision. You know, bringing that to our county. You know, our children graduate high school here and they go to college. They don't come back. You know, we need reasons to draw them here. We need reasons to, when the industries come in here and we're trying to recruit them. Look what we got that Dayton doesn't have. Look what we have that Fentress County doesn't have. Reasons, and this is free to us. This is all free. Volunteer work, free money, and we need to take it before it goes somewhere else. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, I'd like to make a statement.
Yes.
This is being portrayed that this council doesn't want a shooting park. I think everybody on this council wants a shooting shooting party. Here again, the problem is the provisions in this agreement that were signed by both parties says advertise for 30 days without public opposition. Am I right, Mr. Attorney? That's what we're up against. If the due diligence had been done a year ago, we wouldn't be here tonight. We'd all be home watching Andy Griffith. It'd be over with. So nobody on this council, I don't think, is opposing that shooting party.
Let's speak now.
Just a second. Go ahead.
I agree with that statement because this is almost like a public hearing within itself, which should have been done well over a year ago to give all of these people an opportunity to speak out.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm Patrick Garrison. I'm actually a member of the shooting board too. And a couple things I was going to say will come up here, but you made the statement, and I'd like to kind of address that if we could. Mr. White, who do you think dropped the ball on the public hearing thing? I mean, you really can't. I don't want the people in the audience to feel like the shooting part did, because we really ain't even. We're just now official. You know, we've worked together getting the grant and stuff, but we had to form a nonprofit. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to point fingers at anybody here or nothing, but if it needs to happen, can we not host a meeting, have a meeting, and do a contract and go on with this property, say April 15th or sometime, as long as we get in before the June deadline? Is that something that's possible?
That's up to the nonprofit. I mean, we're just sitting here hung out. We've got inherited this problem somehow just because.
Well, I think the nonprofit inherited it too. I mean, it ain't. We didn't exist to actually have a public hearing. In fact, I mean, we just now starting to exist. You understand what I'm saying? Because, you know, we had the property and had to go into nonprofit. So I don't care to take the blame for not having one, but I don't know exactly what steps we need to take forward from here, but I'm fine. I can't speak as the board, I speak as myself, but I'm fine if we have a public hearing next week, and we can move on, or whatever post wanted.
Carroll County Mayor told me in the beginning, 2 years before they got there, they drove a mile circle around this thing. Went to the tax assessor's office and invited the property owner to a meeting.
Well, would the city be willing to send letters to all the property owners, just have a public meeting?
The city don't have a dog in this hunt. I mean, that I see, now I'm willing to do whatever,
Well, I'm just asking questions.
but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see this project move forward, I guess. Me as just one member on the board would like to know what we could do to move forward in a positive way, and I guess that's that. But I would like to add a couple more things about the property, then we'll discuss that. But I know from the original map, somebody had one of shooting stations on the edge of the property, like a sporting clays course around the edge of the property. That was proposed for maybe a second course. That would probably be more of an archery course or something, and he wouldn't be around the edge of the property. I mean, that was just something that got put on actually by the guy that was designing the machines to go on the course. They had drawn out a line to put a second sporting clays course. So that's why it was on the edge of the property. No guidance from this board. But that being said, the other thing too that it needs to be, I'd like to mention, we hope to have the archery teams here. We hope to have this indoor facility that they can do their practice and do that. We have a good facility for that, plus have the 3D archery on the outside, which is not going to make noise. And then another thing, these air pistol and air rifle we'd like to see take. My daughter, Beth, she's standing back here, she's bashful. She's starting air pistol to try for Olympic on air pistol. My other daughter's shooting a shotgun, and she actually won a gold medal in the Junior Olympics in Colorado this last year. We're very proud. A couple birds have been on the national team, so I hope this next year you'll get to see her on the national team wearing the USA vest. But that being said, we've got such great talent here. We really would like to get something for these kids, and I understand kids would like to see a shooting park, but I guess me as a board member, what can we do to work together to get us a shooting park? I mean, I feel like this is the best piece of property that we've seen anywhere, but I mean, I'd just like to have some guidance plan, I guess, or some comment. That's all I can say.
Thank you, sir.
Mayor, even so, if just keep in mind, there's a potential based on the other property owners that have property there. I forget the name of the property where it's in the trust, the Brown property.
Brown.
Let's say that we had even went ahead and honored the contract. There's a high likelihood that they'll file an injunction to stop it anyway. So there's some hurdles that this nonprofit's going to have to overcome regardless of what the outcome